tactics as well? Yeah. What would the faithful be under? Um, is it tactics? Is that just it? We're gonna come back to this. Wisdomous and historical. Yeah, that's awesome. That's perfect. I like that a lot. Occulti is so good, Paige. That's a good name for like a sect of a group. The faithful, guidance and healing. Survival. No. No, that's the Outlander. My brain is looking at the wrong part. Forbidden magic and omens. Fiend would be a cool class. Ooh. That would be cool. I don't know how to branch it in already because I want to try to make this simple and we already made it like a whole tree. That would be really cool. Maybe like the scout, if you put 3 points into scout, you get like something. I'll think about that. Tracking and ambushing, right? For a scout makes sense. For an assassin, stealth and poison. Outlander. This is the one I want. Survival and adaptation. Adaptation. Yep. That's how you spell words, Megan. Oracle, prophecy, and visions. The oath broken. Defies fate and rules. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I like it. Um, um, cool. I think that's good to just start out. And we'll build out what they can do or stuff like that later. But this is good. You would start out with a tree and have a specialization. So a scholar under the acolyte tree. Um, let's say you are of house. You are a scholar of House Shurendell, so you learn from the church. You probably may not have originally came from the island, but let's say you did. You took to the church. You studied in the peaks, uh rose to like a good level and then was assigned to the house as the Meister of the house, then yeah, you are the one who takes care of the archives, things like that. And maybe like your story that you want to say is that you know that the royal family has branches that are unknown, and possibly there is an heir out there, something like that. Um that could tie to like your house or something. I don't know. I think that's a good way to start. Okay, now let's keep this here because these are skills and abilities and things, and I don't want to get into the specifics of each until I have the other parts of the structure ready. So, your house is what you start with character creation, a little skill tree to get your skills. Now we do the numbers, the stuff that you will have on a character sheet. Um, yes. And then whatever we build in this section, we can go back to the classes or the skill tree and say like if you're a warrior and a cavalier, you'll have +1 to this stat. Yes, time for the math. I'm pansexual, but I'm not a math gay. So this is if you are a lovely math gay out there and you want to help me, please come and help me. This is where the crunchy stuff. Because I want to. We can do D&D based, but it's boring. You know what I mean? That's real boring. That's me. Yay! We love it. We love it. Um. Okay. What should I do with this brain thinking? Do I want to base on D20 or something else? That name. Nope. What's the apocalypse system? I probably know it. I just don't know the words or the names of things. What is apocalypse? Two D6 and the degrees of success based on the total. Yeah, no, I know it. I know it. Do we want to do 2D6? It is more of a narrative system. I do like that. Um, Powered by the Apocalypse system. Yeah, but each of them has like different numbers of stats and stuff. I love blades, but like there's still some kind of I do like dice pulls too. Ah, dice pulls are cool. How do we build it into this though? I'm talking to somebody who's like, what? I definitely like the narrative system. I don't mind, like I like Blades in the Dark for that. But the fact that they have like how many actions that you could do, all the different skills you can put points in. What is it called? Like attune, command, consort, finesse, hunt, prowl, skirmish, study, survey, like a lot. But it's very, very cool. This is one thing. I do want one to be, I think one stat, the last stat, I don't know what stat we're going to do, but the last stat should be called Shroud because it should represent luck, fate, chaos, and how people deal with the chaos in magic. I don't know. I don't know, Sphinx. I just thought of a set of people, the Forgotten Ones. Oh, I like that. I will say, I think there is like a vibe of the Forgotten Ones with the old gods of the shade. I need to change the song. This is making me sad, even though it's about Glamdring. Solemn song. Okay. Okay. Um. Hmm. Um. The reason why I want Shroud, I just know I want this one for sure, is because there's a chaos magic system in this Sphinx because it's a low magic world and magic is very like a resource that people hoard, especially the church and some magic schools that are not really known. But there's like destruction that come with it. So if you are a magic user in this world and you're not studied, right, there's still risk. There's still risk. So I want a stat that you can add, like people can put points in. So let's say if you are a scholar and a meister and you've had years in the church to learn, you can add this to your role to withstand um the chaos or like reach the DC for avoiding the chaos. So like I don't know what this would be useful for. Um like chaos magic interactions, critical rolls, fumble mitigation of supernatural stuff. Yeah. Yeah. something like a magic check, but more of like you might die. Yep. Yep. Instability. Yep. Yep. The idea of this world is that. I'm gonna say metal for the strength. I need something like finesse or something like that. Like like yep, 100%. The the thing that I'm creating um is kind of like Witcher and Dishonored, where there is magic in this world. People are allowed to have magic. No, sorry, socially you're not allowed to have magic. I meant players if they want to have magical characters, they can. But it's gonna be a fuck around and find out kind of situation. Socially, because the church will find you. Or someone will find you. And two, you are dealing with something so powerful and so unknown that even those who have studied it, that only their hubris like convinces them that they can actually handle magic. Um, it's that feeling of when Yen was like in The Witcher and they were found by someone who has magic, and even when they've learned it for years, they're still fucking around and like finding out later. You know what I mean? You could magic build up system where certain magics cost X amount, and we can make it like there's a Y property, which is like save, caution, deadly. Um, yeah, I'm gonna do for all kinds of magic. There's some kind of chaos built into it. It's not that I don't want people to be against using magic. I just want players are going to pick those kind of characters because it's so much more fun. You know, you're not trying to keep your character alive. You're trying to put them in the situations that make really good story and make really good, stuff like that. Like, it's why The Witcher is such a good thing to watch because nobody became like to be even a Witcher requires um sacrifice. Like, not many survive the process, which is why I'm so excited for the new Witcher game. Um, for Yen to even get what they wanted, they had to sacrifice the. I think they had to say that in the show. Um, I know the game and stuff, but lots of people have watched the show. If you watch the show, Yen sacrifices her like ability to have children to change her shape and form. And that sacrifice and that idea of magic is so much more enticing to me than D&D, where it's like magic. It feels a little more powerful and like meaningful. So that's what I want in this world, and in Game of Thrones, there is magic in Game of Thrones. There are beings who can do magic, but they're seen as cultist, like the Red Lady, like they're seen as like witches or dark magic. Yeah, yeah. That's what I want to build. So the idea of is instead of a table that like something bad happens, if they fail something and let's say they're doing something really big, like an explosion or something big, you're going to have a direct effect, right? That applies to you. But if you're slowly doing magic, I love the idea of a buildup of failed shroud rolls until something is going to happen. I'm going to copy this, but just so I can have it here for later. We'll do another day on the chaos magic system because that is the other thing. That is the fun part of it for me, to be like, you can be like, who was their character in A Crown of Candy where they're doing magic and it's like the church finding out that they could do it. It was like heresy. I can't remember their character's name, but okay. But that's why I want this. Entropy is a really good word for that page. I really like that. I do want poise because any of the players who want to be at court and to do the arranged marriage stuff, actually find romance and build through that romance, they can have that stat. Poise is a good one for that. I feel like this should either be like faith or wits, but I don't. This is Sauron's theme? Damn. Yeah, it's physical. So people who want to like really lean into the warrior, the skirmisher, the seeker, stuff like that. That's how I was thinking. Like metal could be like strength. Rashan. I don't. Finesse is. I want to, instead of finesse, I want to use guile. That's less dexterity and more. That's true. How you doing, Sean? I hope you're having a good day. I like that, as I was only planning on doing like 5 stats. Are you saying go for grit for like a 6th one? Because it doesn't fit to replace any of the ones I have so far. And I like the idea of a mental resistance. Faith or wits? Instead of grit, we could do resolve. What's up? We are making stats and math stuff. It's like I've called the mechanics people over here. Just please. This is the stuff I loathe because I don't know how to build it. Resolve, right? Yeah, that feels better. I need a word for faith or wit. Something really dealing with the mixture of two, since our world intelligence is mixed with faith. And then entropy is a really good one for this. Melee, endurance, athletics. Thanks. Thanks. That's so good. Okay, it could be devotion to the books or conviction is good too. Conviction is good too, but devotion is speaks to both either academics or faith in this world, which is perfect. Because I want people to come out of the woodwork being like, the church will know. Like, especially if they come from the church, or like they are a representative of the family as like a meister of the church. Conviction is good too, but I like devotion. Devotion. How many words? How many letters? We'll keep it for now. But conviction is good too. It's just any short words like metal, guile, poise, resolve. So conviction is a con check. That's cool. What's up, Spectral? How you doing? We got an ad in like 5 minutes, y'all. It'll be a 30-second ad. I wish I could turn them all off for this next week, but I can't. But yeah, boycott's still on. I'm gonna do the trees that we had. Guile is good for like the manipulator, the assassin, the trickster. We're gonna say stealth. I can spell stealth, right? Reflexes. No need to butter me up. Devotion. Devotion is slightly better, though. Conviction is more close to the word that I want. Shortest word is fidelity. Yeah. Conviction is closer to the area between faith and academics and wits that I want, but devotion just hits. Poise is simple: charisma, social influence, persuasion, noble social standing. Intelligence, perception. What's up, Gabby? I hope you're doing well too. Spectral, don't worries. I hope you had a good day. I'll be. When did I say that I'll stream for an hour and a half more? Was it an hour ago when I said that? Run in official public settings. Well, I need some advice. I don't do that, but in my other world, it is Eberron based. This one's the Mushroom Game of Thrones world. The other one is the cool Eberron world. Where is it? Eberron. What is it? Full Metal Alchemist and full big cities and stuff. But that will be another day. For now, we are doing this. But yeah, if anybody in the chat could give advice, please feel free. Okay. What do you have to give up for magic? For the other world? Not yet. No. For this one, there's nothing you have to give up for magic. I have to make a magic system for that world. That'll be another day. It became too hard, and my brain was like, I'm gonna do mushrooms because that seems easier. Yeah. It'll be another day. And also, we're gonna get songs and themes for all the houses soon, and I feel like I need to catch up and have this done so that I can actually run it and feel like people can be interested in this game. Insha Meadow, people are like asking about this, and I'm like, I don't have anything ready, but I'm so happy that people are really interested. It's just really fun. Yeah, it's exciting. Music. Yep. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to do something cool. Sorry, this is not what I wanted to write. Physical power. Combat. What's the word? Is it prowess? Like if you know something. And then it's useful for melee endurance attacks. And then this is useful for stealth, reflexes, deception. But it represents like dexterity. There we go. Yup. Agility and mental dexterity. God, losing that 1 hour is ridiculous. I want to sleep more. Represents. I'm gonna add agility here. Under. Represents studies, the tower, the I know how to words. Resolve, willpower, mental. What was the thing that Sphinx used? Mental resilience. Yeah, I'll just do that. You guys are throwing words at me that my brain is like, I don't know that word, but I know that word. Let's see. Don't define the word. Goodness. Sharpness. Yes. Intellectual acuity. How do you pronounce this? Acuity. Acuity. Okay, I was saying it right. Nice. Cool. So these are the stats. That makes sense for your characters. If you guys are players, how would you want to, like, do you want to roll for stats? That would be a good way to roll for stats. Or if it's not rolled, then how would you do it? I also hate rolling for stats, but it's fun to get that randomness, especially if you're running a game. Because it does allow people to stop like trying to max out their character and they're just like um chilling. Or the stat is just the modifier. Oh, I like that. Okay. If you're playing something with chaos magic, a world with houses and social standing, a Game of Thrones level of shit about to get like go down, right? There's an ad starting in like 50 seconds. Do you want more dice to roll with? And then the stats are just your modifiers. I mean, no, sorry. Do you want more dice to roll with and your stats are how many d6s you roll? Or do you want them to be modifiers? You That's the idea. I like this. I do like the blades in the dark kind of vibe. I also love holding like a lot of dice in my hand and being like, this is about to get shitty. I'm feeling the dice pool too. I'm feeling the dice pool. Maybe modifier. I think the blades rule works better without base stats. That's true. Because, oh, the ad starting. Because it's all like an action that you can do and skill that you have. But you do have like those 9 skills. I can't remember. How many actions are there in Blades in the Dark? 1, 2, 3, 4. 12? 4 times 3 is 12, right? What system is the one that uses d10s? Um, Vason, 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 Vason. Mm, this is the stuff that my brain is like, oh my god, can we just be cool and like play Game of Thrones? Because I'm like, there's so many choices that you can do. Blades in the Mushroom Kingdoms. We got like kind of like playbooks, I guess, or like skill trees in a way started. So I don't know yet. I don't know if I want to go into how. That's true. Honestly, just true. Oh my god. I don't know. I don't know. That's why I'm kind of stuck. Because I like the idea of dice pools. I like that these stats could be modifiers that add to it. I like dice, so I don't mind having a lot of dice to mess with. But it could be a lot for people. But knowing this world, the dice pools having such high lows and like high highs, low lows and high highs is so much fun. So dice pools makes so like it feels right for this. Just that fluctuation of intensity. I don't know. It feels good for this kind of world. I'm not familiar enough with so many systems and building mechanics to understand what is good. I like the idea of skill trees because then people can make someone very specific. Really? What is this song? This is so good. Oh, it's Misty Mountains lo-fi. No wonder. But it's slowed down. There could be a degree of outcomes. I don't understand. Honestly, I'm so sleepy. I spent like the last couple of months just reading through books trying to understand how they came with the final numbers and things of like what works and what is balanced. Um, I mean, I have a friend who's willing to like help me test it out with this if I make my own system, which is awesome. Ah, I see. I see what you mean. I do like that. I do enjoy adding that complication. Mhm. Mm. So you fail, or two are one and one is six, but you get a clue or hint. I see. Thank you. That helps a lot. I think that's fun, but I'm also thinking about do we do what Nate said, where it's like base of three types of moves after the warrior, the rogue, the bishop, stuff like that. Hi, Double. Thank you for tapping me up. Hello. Oh, I love that idea, Sphinx. I like that. Oh, don't. We're gonna put that right there. That's really good. What if rolling ones fills your entropy or adds to it? Double, thank you for tapping me up. I hope you have an easy time working on some tech. I hope you had a great week as well. Thank you, Double. Bum, bum, ba-bum, bum, ba-bum, bum, bum, Yeah, I enjoy that. I like the idea of a surge. I wish Tokyo was here. They do a dice pool system in their game, and I want to talk about it because I do like their system where like the more points you have in certain skills and things like that go into like if you have willpower, you have whatever skills, and that's a 4d6 and one's a 5d6, and it's a lot of fun holding that much dice. But it does become I don't know. Dang, my brain's just swimming with all these thoughts right now. What are other systems that you guys like that use different dice stuff? Let me hear about that for a little bit. That will help me stop running around being like, what about this? What about this? It'll help me kind of find something that fits this world. And even though it will be difficult later on, I think it'll be fun to kind of for me to learn. So, um, how many sixes you roll determines your degree of success. Maybe I do enjoy that. But yeah, if you guys have something cool or a system that you enjoy that has like a fate or entropy or chaos system attached to it, let me hear about it. I've played uh, a lot of indie games, a lot of narrative games, but I've played very less, like a lot. I like Powered by the Apocalypse games because of the narrative stuff, but I've not played games that use that a lot. So any information you guys have um, will help me think through this. And this freaking lo-fi Lord of the Rings playlist, that's like perfect. Why am I getting messages? Oh, they're just pings. Okay, thank goodness. I was like, did I miss something? Okay. The two types of pools I've played are roll a ton of d6 and the six are successes. But there are ones where there are different color or types of dice that represent different aspects of the roll, like Critical Role's new system or the Star Wars RPG. Hmm. I don't really watch Critical Role, so I'm kind of never really be don't I don't know. But I do like the idea of types of dice which represent different aspects of the role. That's pretty cool. Hold on, let me answer this Discord message real quick. I know in Star Wars there are at least two types, one that determines success, fail, and one that determines boons and complications. That's pretty cool. Success, fail, and like the type of thing that you're trying to do. Boons and complications that add to the effect of it. That's pretty cool. Modifius's 2D20 system. It is similar to what we were talking about. The difference is that you're using D20s and you're trying to roll under your stat amount. So if you have a lot of points in devotion, let's say, you roll a D20, you add your modifier to it, and then you're trying not to meet the amount that you put on your sheet. I've never played the system. Let me look it up real quick, just because that's curious. 2D20 Modifius system. Cypher is a D20 system that is highly adaptable. It also has a cool mechanic where the PCs can spend resources to get a lower DC for the roll. Oh. I didn't know Cypher. What is a Cypher system? I'm gonna get another drink, and I will be back in like a minute. I didn't put Gartic on, so I'll be right back.